What up? It's your boy, the Incredible Man. And yes, My Hero Academia is back, baby. Yes, I just finished episode 1 of the 4th season, man. Yes, and wasn't too much going on, man. It was just a nice, smooth introduction back into the world of My Hero Academia in animated format. Manga readers, they've been having a wonderful time, I've been told. But for us anime only watchers, man, I read the manga up to a certain point though. But for anime only watchers, man, it's back, and this episode was just a nice introduction to everything that's been happening so far. We got when it first came back, like when it first started, we saw it was just a retelling of pretty much everything that happened, and even a nice brief mashing of the movie and telling us about how All Might actually became All Might in the series. So like they tied the movie into the series, and I like that. I like how they done that. It was just like he was working with David, and then he came back to Japan, opened up his own hero company, and it just took off and skyrocketed from there. And that's when everybody fell in love with All Might. Yeah. So we pick up and we see this whole journalist trying to print a story about All Might and speculating and telling, well, All Might's gonna pick out a new hero from the new generation, and it's up to you. And his chief told him, no, we don't want that garbage. Everyone's printing that. We got to find another nice, juicy story. So they were trying to get another juicy story, and in comes Tokuda. And this is a freelance journalist, and, he picks up his own stories and tries to sell it to a news outlet, or he can print it online if he chooses. That's his own prerogative. But he's a freelance journalist, and he normally works for someone. So he tells the editor in chief, what if All Might was talking to a specific person? I can get that scoop for you. But I can't get into UA since they've had these two criminal outbreaks happen on, on two separate occasions. So yeah, I'm with him. I don't want to try it. So the editor in chief gets him into UA, and he goes there under false pretenses, but it ends up in a nice journey because he gets there, and he tells Aizawa that, I'm just here just to focus on the kids and their habitat and how their life is in the dorm, and just show this whole thing. And Aizawa didn't buy it for one moment, but he let it go because he felt like he didn't have any bad intentions. So then he just started taking pictures of each individual student, and when they done that, they broke it down and they talked about their quirk and how their powers are activated and everything like that. So that was nice, and even stated their name. So that was nice for that to happen, and I think it was a nice calm episode. We didn't have to have the first episode do too much because it's been so long. So it was a nice way to kind of reintroduce everyone to everyone, if you get what I'm saying. So then he kind of compiled his own list, and in his list he kind of excluded all of everyone else except for like the main ones in the finals of the tournament. That's what I'm saying. They showed, they kind of, it was a recap episode. That's exactly what it was. And he showed all of the finals and the tournament, and then he which was Ida, Tokuyami, Bakugo, Todoroki, Deku, and Kirishima. And he eliminated all of the rest of them, and he was left with Tokuyami. And then he like excluded Tokuyami, he excluded Bakugo, he excluded Kirishima, he excluded and of course he was going to exclude Todoroki. And then he was left with Deku, man. So he got left with Deku, and he put two and two together, and then all of a sudden we see All Might coming with meat buns that he got from the store. The dude was like, All Might, you saved my life, I love you. Here, take meat buns. It's like it's gonna rain. Take an umbrella as well. So he ended up catching a glimpse of something spectacular, and that was All Might and Deku shaking their hands, and All Might telling Deku, you're next, and they're like, well, I'll come back to train you tomorrow. And he kind of took what he had already suspected and ran with it, and that was his outcome, and he caught a nice picture and everything. And All Might left, and he went to talk to Deku himself. And in that process, he started talking to Deku and telling him about All Might saving his father. And I love how that came back into play. Like when we were first introduced in the first season, that's what we see All Might saving the people from the crash and everything and the power plant and stuff. And his father was in that mix. That was a nice callback, and I enjoyed that. And he ends up telling Deku that, I'm not going to report this story. I mean, I figured, and he even tells dude done his research. Let's be real, because he knew all of the stuff about Deku, about his powers, about All Might coming to UA at the same time, and Deku being accepted to the school when All Might came there. The power similarities. It was so much crazy. Dude done his research, but then and he kind of just let it go, and he was like, I'm not gonna do it, and I'm gonna respect that, and I just can't. And I thank you for having that hope, and I'm okay with it. So I'm okay with it. So it was good. It was a nice introduction. And dude can take his own selfies. That's his quirk. Now that's one major thing I love about My Hero Academia. The difference in the quirks. I mean, they're so different. Any other show, like you would have had powers or magic, and you'd be like, oh well, he's got like a specific type of magic. But that's the greatness of My Hero Academia, because the quirks are so different. And his quirk is that he can pop out cameras all over his body, and he can even print them from his body. Dude, that is wonderful. It's not like a superhero quirk, but it comes great for journalism, or like maybe like an undercover spy or something. That's so crazy, because he could have been. That's wonderful, man. I love that. And he took a picture of Deku, and he was like, I'm going to save this for when I make my book about you. Man, that was wonderful, man. And then it ended with Deku giving the meat buns to the rest of his classmates, and Aizawa talking to All Might, and the freelance journalist talking to the reporter and telling her that he didn't find a scoop, but he did find a picture of All Might eating a meat bun, and she's like, oh, it's so cute. So yeah, it was a nice reintroduction to everything and to the characters, man, and I'm okay with that. Now next week, episode 2, I feel like we're gonna start diving into some other stuff, but I'm super excited, man. This is your boy Dick Incredible. Don't forget to smash that like button until you can't smash it anymore. Comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them, and subscribe, but only if you really want to, man. And remember that anime matters, anime is greatness, and anime is life, man. Peace out.